Hello? Alright. There we go, now my mic is picking me up. Alright, seems to be okay. Let me just check the audio settings. Yeah, should be fine. Alright. So today, more pixel art. Yay. Specifically, working on some more animation. This is the starting soon screen that we animated last time. You can see a lot of frames here, 82. I might have to add a couple more. And the other thing that I want to animate for this is, I should really start naming these layers. The other thing I want to animate is a small plume of smoke from the campfire. So I have a campfire right here, and I want there to be a small plume of smoke coming up that just very gently sways around a bit, and where you can see the smoke actually move up. And that's what I will work on today. And I've been trying to look for a nice divisible number. Obviously, I'm not going to make the smoke animation 82 frames long. That would be way too crazy. I'm probably going to make the entire animation itself, I don't know, somewhere around 10 frames or so, depending on what number is nice. Probably more like 12 frames. And make the total number of frames something that can encompass a nice loop of however many frames this animation ends up taking. So if it's 12 frames, for instance, I want 84 frames in total, because that is just 7 times the smoke animation looping all over, and then the text animation, which only happens in the last 20 some frames. Let's see where it comes in. Here. Right, this is where the text animation starts. So that it matches up in total, essentially. So I add a couple more idle frames if necessary, like 2 idle frames, to get a nice loop going. I also have to watch, the whole thing is 12 FPS, so I might end up animating the smoke on 2s, which means there is only ever a change in the animation every second frame, right? Unlike the text animation changes every single frame. But the smoke animation, if I do that, it'll be too quick. So I might animate it on 2s or even on 3s, which is why I'm thinking of a 12 frame or maybe even 24 frame, which also fits into 84, a 24 frame total animation, because that can be divided by 2 or 3 very nicely. And yeah, just so that the smoke animation is a bit gentler, a bit slower and doesn't rush like the text animation, because as you can see up here, the text animation is quite fast, and that's too fast for the smoke. So that's the plan for today. Animating the smoke and finding a good loop for it, and then duplicating this loop into the total animation, like the total thing here with the 80, probably, like I said, 84 frames. That being said, I need to go get my food out of the oven before it burns. So I will be right back very quickly, just 2 minutes to grab my food. So see you on the other side. All right, I am back. Right, so let's get down to it and make some smoke happen. And of course, the smoke is all going to be a bunch of gray tones, but I do want the smoke to be slightly bluish, if anything. Most likely won't have any color at all. I will keep this at 0 saturation, which is this edge right here. But just in case I decide to add a dash of color here or there, I do want it to be some sort of blue. So let's see, just a whole bunch of grays. Right, I will start with a basic dark gray just to get the shape down for now, and the smoke is essentially just going to be a line with some bits here and there that come out. Right, like so. That's essentially it. And then these bits will move up and around, and then it will look like the entire smoke pillar is swaying about. Let me just see how it looks if I take away the center. I think I actually like this more. I also realize I'm on the wrong frame. I'm not on the first frame. So let me just copy this. And this is why I'm doing it on a new layer. I absolutely love layers. That was frame 61. All right. Get rid of that. Yes. And now basically what I do is I just add a lot of gray tones into here. Again, let me just compare. No, that's the wrong tool. This is the tool I want. Let me just compare how it looks like. No, that definitely looks worse. This looks much better. All right. Right. And then I just have this move up, and it will look like that the smoke is winding its way around slowly, right? And I basically just add a whole load of different grays. Come on. Okay, it's already at the edge, I believe. Nope. This is the edge, right? And then that is too bright. Right, just to have some variation in the colors that appear. There. I do want some overall darker grays. But not too dark or too bright. Actually, I'm starting to dislike this super dark one. As well as the super bright one. I'm disliking that one as well. So I don't have a lot of wiggle room concerning the colors I can use. But I think this might work. Let me add one more shade in here, just for a little bit more variation. All right. And some of it is still too bright. Again, I don't want. Let's see. There, that is better. And I think I can just slowly tone down. So what I'm doing really is just feeling it out. Right, I'm trying to see, okay, how does the smoke look? Do I like the overall look of it? And if not, how can I change it? And I'm just experimenting and finding out, all right, I don't want something too dark. But also, there's essentially a maximum brightness that I want. And it is lower than what I had in the beginning. Am I on the wrong frame yet again? I am I not? I am once again on the wrong frame. This is not ideal. Why did I end up on this frame again? I'm a bit confused. But let me go back to frame number 1. There. Go back to this frame. Delete that. And then go back to frame number 1. There. All right. And so if I loop this animation, I will have to see how far I have to move it. So I need to think how to do this cleverly, because I could theoretically just move the whole thing up, but that would be way too much work and way too many steps. So what I am starting to think is that I instead have this section and this section be identical. That way I only have to move this section up to here, and that is a loop, instead of having this section completely move up and disappear to complete the loop. So to make the loop half as long. And the same with this section, when this part appears down here, it will be a repeat of this one, again, to just make the loop shorter and easier overall. And then how many frames would that need to move up? 1, 2, 3, 7, 13. If I shorten this, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 21. I'm now thinking about how fast and how much change per step I want there to be. So I could have the smoke rise by 1 pixel per animated frame. And then to get a nice loop, right now that would take 21 frames, which is not a good number. Actually, come to think of it, 21 would net me 84. So 21 times 4 is indeed 84. So I could make the animation 21 frames long. So that would just completely rise like this, and then that would complete one loop in 21 frames. And alternatively, I could animate it on 2s to make it slightly slower. So still have a movement of 21 frames, but move it every second frame. And that means in the span of 84 frames for the total image, the total animation, it would loop twice and then just restart normally. That actually sounds like a good idea, animating it on 2s like that. So let me see which parts I like. I actually like this portion. So copy that, paste it, drag it down, and then merge it like this. Did that work? No, that did not work. Ah, that's because I didn't actually drag it down. There we go. And now merge it down. There we go. Something didn't quite go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one is wrong. This is too much there. What happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is one too much. That throws it off a bit. Alright, now I need to think. Because that's not 21, it's 20. Oof. Alright, so it's actually 20 steps. I could just take away 2 frames. Instead of adding 2 frames. And that would still loop the entire thing twice if I animate it on 2s. Let's go with that. Also, I want this to be different. I want this here, and then a brighter one here. There. And then have this. Copy. Paste, drag it down, merge, alright. And then rename this layer again to smoke. Alright. So now I have a repeating pattern, right? So what I can do is I can copy this layer. Was there any way to do this? Clone current layer to all frames. That's not what I want. So instead, select this. Oh, hi. Hi, Akimi. Glad to see you drop by. Going pretty good. How about you? How are you doing? Oh. What time do you have? Oh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Yeah, I hope you enjoy your grilled chicken. I guess grilled chicken breakfast. Yeah, I'm also having a late dinner right now. So that's always nice having some food. 7. It's almost noon. Oh. Well, if you can afford to sleep in, then that's always a bonus, right? So I guess hold on. I had to close some reference images and such. Yeah. Yeah, but just more pixel art for today. A bit more animating. 2, 3, 4. Here, this one. Wait, I just need to check how it looks actually. Oh, it doesn't actually look half bad. All right. Um, 12, 13. Drag it up. Get rid of this one. Put this here. Yeah, but I guess the thing with animating loops is also is a lot of repetitive stuff. Where you just do the same basic step over and over. Makes it easy. Like once you figure out the loop, you don't have to think too much, but it also, yeah, quite literally makes it repetitive. So I'm never sure how interesting this is to watch, to be fair. Where was I? This one. But I guess it's content, so And I don't know, maybe there's someone out there who enjoys pixel art. And might want to see the process. 20 something doesn't feel right. This is not a 20 frame. Oh no, it's a 40 frame animation, right. Because I'm animating on 2s. Oh, I thought something went horribly wrong. Okay, one more. Alright, that's half the loop done. Ah, that's not what I wanted. This is what I want. Right, so that's one half of this loop finished. And now on to the second half. Drag this up, and now it goes over to the left side again. Right, and this will repeat. And once this goes up, then the loop is finished. And just before I continue, just so that it doesn't mess with me later, I will delete 2 frames now so that I have the 80 frames to loop the entire thing twice. Right? Just so that I don't mess up somewhere and forget, and then because I can't delete frames down here because it has the text animation. So then I would have to completely recopy and do everything new, and that would be very, very messy, a lot of unnecessary work. So drag this up, grab this one, place it here. All right, select, copy, paste. All right, move up. The third one, I always misclick. Yeah, for this program, I assume, just like for many other art programs, middle mouse click is the eyedropper, which means I can grab a color by middle mouse clicking, so I don't always have to go to the eyedropper tool. But that also means if I right click instead, if I misclick and right click, it puts down the secondary color, which in this case is transparent. And then that effectively just deletes the pixel. Which is not what I want. Alright, 3/4 of the animation done. Very nice. And then pen tool, this color down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So once these 5 are gone, right, this will be back on top, just like in the first frame, and then the loop will be complete. And then all I have to do is copy the entire loop a second time, and that will have the smoke animation in there. All right, almost there. Okay, so this is the left side. What am I talking about? Right side. Oh god, that was the right side. Done. So now it returns to these three in the center. So this is the last few frames of the animation. Again, something doesn't seem to line up. Why am I already on frame 39? Something went wrong here. Okay, I messed up somewhere. That. And then this one is not here, it's this one in the center. Yeah. And then this disappears, this goes up by one. Grab this. Exactly. And then by the time we hit frame 41, that's the same one as frame number 1. Right, so grab this, place it here. All right, so now we have the loop done. All right, it doesn't actually look too bad. And I like that it is animated on 2s. So now I grab this frame. Can I drag the tools out more, or do I have, nah, doesn't look like it. But then frame 41 and 42 are just like frames 1 and 2 in terms of the smoke pillar. Then I get to frame 3, oh god, which is 43, 44. Right. 5 and 6 are 45, 46. 7 and 8 are the same as, where am I here, 47, 48, frame 9. So this is just, I probably could have done this better now that I think about it. 11. Gotta keep count to make sure I don't get lost. I could have done the animation backwards and started at the end, because that's where the text animation is. And then I could have copied these like the complete frames much better. There, 53, right? Yes, 54. That's 15, 16 is 56, 55, 56. I need to keep count with these numbers. 17, 18 is 57, 58. I'm on 19. 19 and 20 are frame 59, 60. Frame 21 and 22 are 61, 62. Where was I? 23, 24 is 63, 64. Yeah, and then 25, yes, 25. 26 is 65, 66. Is this? Yeah, all right. 26, 27, 28. 67, 68. And 29, where is it here? 29 and 30. 69 and 70. 31, almost done. All right. 31, 32 is 71, 72. 33, 34 is 73, 74. This is, I can imagine that this is boring, but I have to keep count, otherwise I will completely lose where I am. 35, 36, 75, 76, 36, 37 is 77. Oh no, oh no. Uh-oh. 2, 1, 2, there should not be a change here. Uh-oh. 73 is the same as 74, and then I get 75, which is the same as 76. And then 37, yes, that looks good. 37 is 77. 78, okay. And then 39. No, that's not here. 79. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh boy, okay. Again, get rid of this. I had the smoke pillar double up all of a sudden. So 74, 75, 76. So far so good. 77. Alright, so go up to 37 again. Copy this thing. Oops, Control C. Go down to 77. Paste, 78. Paste. I just lost a frame. Oh no, I lost a frame. Where's frame 80? There, I must have clicked delete at some point. Let me check the text animation. Okay, the text animation. Looks correct. Oof, this is... Okay, 37 again. At the last moment when it's just copy-paste, things go wrong. Alright. 77. 78. And now 39. 79. 80. There. Save. And now the animation for the smoke loops seamlessly. All right. Oof, that was a scare and a half. And now to make an image out of it. Okay, the program just crashed. Did I have trouble handling a file of that size? Maybe it's just too many layers. No? Okay. Alright, this should be saved now, and let's check the starting scene. It should already be the new image. Ha! Awesome! Now I have a small smoke pillar along with the text animation. Nice, nice. Alright, that's exactly what I wanted. Nice. Okay. Save this file just in case. All right. And now, let's see, which one do I want to work on? I think the ending screen. The Be Right Back screen, I have something more complex planned for that. So I'm not going to touch that just yet. But the ending screen will get a similar treatment. So again, there's two big things that I will be animating. Once again, the text, and then the fire, the campfire. So those are the two things that will run on big loops, or on their own loops. And then I might add some twinkling stars in the background, but that doesn't have to be in its own small loop. That can just be part of the complete thing. So, I forgot to grab the color for the text highlight. It's all the way down here. This color right here. Alright, so add a new layer. And let's... Naming layers is tedious, but very, very important. I mean, 4 layers is still doable, but on bigger projects you can end up with like 20, 30, 60 layers, and then if you don't name them, you just spend so much time searching through things and accidentally merging things, and it's not pretty. Alright, same idea. Have a diagonal bar. I can do this for now until I get to the G, then I can extend the bar slightly. But no need to do that right now. And I think it was 3 tiles or 3 pixels wide. There we go. Also, I want to check how far Alright, so the moment it appears, it's already the full 3 width. Alright, that's what I wanted to check. So, the first bit of animation, the first part where it enters is 1, 2, 3 here. Alright, and then I get rid of all the parts that are not inside the red of the letter. Yes, like so. Drag this 1, 2, 3. Duplicate the frame. And then again. So again, a lot of repetitive stuff going on here. Anything that I missed? No. But such is the life of animation. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate the frame. Oops, that was not right. Here. All of this. Yes, all of this. This here. This here, okay. Oh, and I missed that bit. Okay. All right, drag. 1, 2, I lost it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Copy. And then again delete everything that's not part of the red area of each letter. It's a bit difficult to see. Also because the blue edge kind of bleeds into the background. But you can see up here, this is already taking shape. So that's good. One, 2, 3. Duplicate. There. There. Oops. There. Yes. Yes. All right. Get to this one. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate this, yes, and then delete. So doing animation like this is actually like you get to appreciate just how much can be done with something that's actually so simple. Especially pixel art animations tend to be very few frames. Things like characters just standing and idling. The animation is only a couple of frames, but very often, if it's done well, it looks extremely good. And just by doing it yourself or seeing how such an animation comes to be, you really appreciate, for one, how simple it is, but then how you can manipulate this seemingly very simple tool to make things look good, to bring characters to life, for instance, or bringing scenes to life. And like how restricting it also is sometimes. What some tools might give you, or other creative constraints might give you, and how you're still able to maximize the effect. And just like pixel art, for instance. Pixel art is relatively simple, but not easy. Definitely not easy. And I've really come to appreciate that from doing pixel art myself. And oops, I forgot to duplicate that. Okay. Here. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 there. Drag, 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 duplicate. There we go. All good. We saved it. And yeah, it's... And this is, like, what I'm doing here is very simple stuff. Like, there is pixel art out there that looks absolutely fantastic and absolutely gorgeous, and you can tell that it's pixel art. But my goodness, does it manage to look natural and really create very evocative things. And even though it's rough because it is pixels, very obvious pixels, it doesn't actually work to the image's detriment. On the opposite, actually, it gives it a certain... I'm not quite sure how to say this, but it's not charm. Charm is too simple. It gives it a certain mood where you can see things like complex landscapes, images of skies and so on, and the image clearly communicates what you're trying to see, right? Like cities, cityscapes, or clouds and such. But I guess it really has that effect of the stark difference between stepping back and looking at the whole thing and going in closer and actually looking at the individual pixels and seeing the pixels and the corners and rough lines, as it were, and that contrast is fascinating. Or how you can very clearly see, because pixel art is also, you only get so many pixels to work with, so you can't blend colors as smoothly as non-pixel art. But you can still create very good transitions and good colorings, and seeing something like that being made, and then looking at the individual pixels and seeing, so there's very clearly a line here where you get one shade of a color and then very obviously a different shade of color in the next pixel over. And you zoom in and you can see all of that, but then you take a step back and look at the image as a whole, and yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing, and how it all still blends together and creates a cohesive image. And I guess it's just something I haven't really paid too much attention to before trying to do pixel art myself, because now suddenly I have to pay attention to, how do I do this? Right? How do I choose the correct color? How do I know where to draw a clean line? How do I know blending and things like dithering? Holy, dithering is an art unto itself. And it's a technique that really requires quite a bit of practice, I guess, to get it right, really, and to make it look good. Again, because you only have such a limited resolution to work with. And and I do think that pixel art in some ways really is, like, it's not an art form to start with. What I mean by that is, it's like, to create good pixel art, you already need to know a lot of fundamentals about art. Yeah, what happened there to my pronunciation? You need to know a lot of fundamentals about art, and like color theory and shapes and lines and all that. But then when you apply those to pixel art, you have to be extra careful, so to speak, because you have to suddenly make what might amount to a triage decision, where you say, okay, I only have 2 pixels of space to go from color A to color B. Which 2 shades do I choose? Or not 2 pixels, maybe like 3 or 4 pixels to go from color A to color B, right? Which 2 shades do I choose? Or which, like, in between shades, what do I choose here? Instead of just being able to blend them quite naturally. And if you have a larger section where you have to blend 2 colors, you go, well, do I dither? Do I just go in between shades? What do I do here? Where do I draw lines between the individual shades? How many shades do I pick? Right, and that's really a big challenge, and I think something that isn't really thought of. And I have heard the sentiment that, oh, pixel art is easy because it's only a handful of pixels, but it's a very tough restriction, and that really makes working with pixel art quite difficult, especially once you challenge yourself and go for really small resolution images. So, for instance, making an entire character in something like, I don't know, 20 by 20 or 16 by 16 has barely any pixels to work with. The entire character has to be 16 pixels high. That's not a lot. And then you really have to decide, all right, what details do I put in? Which details do I keep? Which details do I leave out? Do I put in a mouth? Do I have the space for a mouth? Are the eyes going to be 1 or 2 pixels high? Right? If it's only 1 pixel high, what color do I pick? Which of the colors of the eye? Is it going to be white? Is it going to be black? Is it going to be whatever eye color that character happens to have? Right? It's a lot of decisions like that, where you really have to cut where you have to remove a lot of things of the design and really focus on the essentials. And I guess in some way that is like making a caricature. Where it's the same. You focus on a handful of very prominent aspects and exaggerate those. And I feel like in pixel art it's very, very similar, right? Where you have to focus on a handful of very obvious traits for a character and leave out everything else. Like if you want to make Mario with only 16 pixels, sure, you have the hat, you have the large nose, you have the mustache, but that might mean that you no longer have space for the eyes, right? If you focus on all of those things. That's just how it goes. Alright, I just finished the text animation. I don't have any pause frames, or I can include a couple of pause frames. And I now have the fire animation ready to go. Hold on, what was this? Alright. Yeah, looking at some images of fire. Because how does fire actually move? And again, the fire animation is on its own layer. Ready to go. And yeah, I will have to think of a good loop for this as well. I want... Hold on, how long is the text animation? I think it was 18 frames. 18 frames, and if I want about 5 seconds in between, which at 12 FPS is 60, yeah, that comes down to roughly 80 frames again. So I can have a similar thing going on with a fire, where the fire is on a 40 frame loop animated on 2s. Again, I don't want the fire to move too quickly. 40 frames animated on 2s gives me 80 frames, which is a nice number. Yeah. Right now, though, I need to take a short break, head to the bathroom, get up and stretch, and so on. I suggest you do the same, and I will be back in just a moment. Yeah. So let's get the fire animation going. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. Alright, so again, animated on 2s, which means that there's only a change every 2 frames. I have to look at how to best animate the fire. What kind of a shape I want it going in and out of. And I have 20 frames. Or a maximum of 20 frames. I can of course always make the loop shorter. So I'm thinking something where these or maybe this peak goes down and disappears, and this one moves to the center and up. And then continues to the right and lowers and eventually becomes this peak, and then a trough forms in here and breaks the fire into this again. And then so kind of an up and down movement with a bit of a circling movement with this peak going on. So let me just add a new layer real quick. So this peak going down, right? The fire maybe widening a bit. Whereas over here, this peak goes up. Does that look good? No. No, if I want the fire to change in width, I want it to widen and slimmen, become thinner equally or roughly equally on both sides. So I don't want one side bulging out and the other side moving in. I don't want that. I think that won't look good. So I could have this going in, this going up, and then this is the stage where it slims. Right? And then the next stage would be right, so that's one stage, and then the next stage would be the highest peak, maybe not that high actually, like a peak somewhere here, right, where it's basically like this. And then the next stage is this peak going further to the right. The fire starting to break apart, not being wider than this right now. I want their like I want there to be some kind of a bobbing animation. The fire going up and down, stretching and squashing. Question is it moving up or down right now? I think it's moving down. So this peak will disappear, but squash out like this. Whereas this one becomes wider. No, but then it's moving up while squashing out, so... This is not easy. This is... Actually, no, I think there can be an even wider step where the trough really presses down. And then this is the next step. Right, so you get, oops, so you get this as it is right now, as the next step, where it's starting to come back up again. Right? And then it starts, yeah, and then this peak starts merging up again, moving up. Then it stretches up into its tallest, thinnest form. And then this peak starts moving off to the side, while a trough starts forming again. Whoops. Like so. And then there's one more step in between these two, I would think, where the fire kind of starts collapsing in on itself, where it has roughly the same width as it does now, but is lopsided. This looks very square, but it will look better once I actually get to work on it. Right. So you get this kind of movement like this. Three, four, five, six, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this might work. And if it's six stages, 6 poses, so to speak, could even animate it on 3s. Make it 18 frames long. And then loop the whole thing 4 times. How much would that give me? That would give me 72 frame animation. That sounds okay. How long would the wait time be? 72 minus 19, 62, 53. 53 is a little bit shorter than what I would want. It's not quite 5 seconds. It's like 4.5. So 4.5 seconds of break in between each text flash. I might need to include a seventh step actually, because it does look like there should be a 7th step in here. So because this is reversed. Here the right side is higher, here the left side is higher, and there's a very clear trough. So a 7th step. Here. Or it where it becomes wide as well. Yeah, this looks like a good intermediary step. And then I could still animate it on 3s. That'll give me 21 frames. I would make it 84 frames. 84 minus 19 is 65. It's 5.5 seconds of idle time before the text flash. Yeah, that could work. And 82 is... No, wait, 84. 84 is divisible by 6, which is also something I need to watch out for, because of the flicker of the circle here, the circle of light. I want that to be every 6 frames. So yeah, math checks out. 7 different stages for the fire, animated on 3s. Gives a 21 frame loop that I loop 4 times. Okay. Right. Let me clone this on everything so that I have it on everything. Actually, let me move it up somewhere else. There. And then I can use this as a reference. it's not too easy to see what's going on. Hold on, what if I change the color of these into like a very strong light blue to contrast against the fire, so I can actually see the guideline when I need it. There. Whoops. Actually, that's not such a bad idea. Here. And then clone this again. Alright. So this frame will have this basic fire shape. There, and now it's much more visible. Layer opacity. There. Okay. Oof, now, let's see, what colors do I pick? This is where the fire, this is where the fire is merging. I actually feel like I want to do this on another layer again. So that I can still see the fire underneath, to make sure that the color changes are slightly consistent, at least, or are somewhat consistent, that I don't suddenly get something that's like bright yellow change into a darker orange or so without good reason. So that makes it difficult to see. Okay, that's better. Actually, what I could do is move this off to the side, so I don't have it completely on top of each other, but I can still see what is going on. Here. Oops. All right. Fire. Here. Yeah, there's 5 shades of color, all right? So yeah, do this. then this color. Is this a different color actually? No, it's the same. It's the exact same. All right. Here. Let me turn down the transparency on this and check how this looks. A bit messy. There, that's a bit better. Okay. I think I'm happy with this shape. And I only just realized 3 frames, not 2. Yeah, I'm happy with this. So I don't need this. Did I just delete it from all? Oh, I can't. Oh. Oh. Okay, so I have to be careful about deleting layers and such. Move this over. Merge it down. Rename this. So layers are not tied to individual frames. I have to remember that. And now the sparks on top. Here. This. This. Oops. And this. Okay, let's try that. This doesn't actually look half bad. But I'm starting to think that 3 frames is too long. I might want to animate it on 2s instead of on 3s. So 7 animated on 2s is 14. 14 times 5 is 70. It's not quite enough. Times 6 is too much. What about 8? 8 times 2, 16. Times 5, 80. It's much better. 80 would be much better. So if I can get another step of the fire in there. Yeah, and if I could get another step in there. It would be in between here. Maybe. Or in between here. To get the fire merger slightly to have a slightly slower merger of the fire. So another step in between here, that would be, oops, I didn't, no, there we go. So a small one here and then one here. No, there. Right, to have the fire be like this. Lopsided, but already in the process of merging. There. Clone this, all right. So get rid of that, and then have another layer. Take this one and make a fire using that. No, I cannot have that at full transparency. There. This is um this is really intense. My pizza is completely cold. I need to eat another slice real quick. Alright, I've decided I will worry about the sparks later. Because really, sparks should come up when the fire flares up and then like float up as the fire goes back down again. So I will match that the to the fires themselves. Alright, this does look better. Especially with that, with this intermediary step. Alright. Next shape is the tallest one. Oops. Didn't move. Ah, I was on the wrong layer. There. New layer. I'll just be eating more pizza while I work, so I'll be muting so that you don't hear all my crunch. Alright, and now for the next shape. This is actually going better than I had hoped. I guess thinking about the general shapes in the beginning is now making my work a lot easier. And something else I just realized that can make my work easier. I don't have to create a completely new layer for the new flame. Simply because if I draw it next to it, they can both be on the same layer. They won't interfere with each other. So, which one is this now? This is shape 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of 8. Halfway done. Nice. Alright, this is actually not looking too bad as an animation. Alright, next shape. This really weird one. I just realized something. I have to be careful about when the text animation starts. I almost messed that up. Almost. Because the text animation starts here. And I was all ready to put the new fire animation on the same frame. And that would have been a lot of extra unnecessary work to clean up. So, instead 11, 12, 13, this frame 13 is the actual next part. Let me grab this one because I changed the shape slightly. Yes, all right. Oops. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, this is the widest. I can do this. Now frame 15. 15 and 16 are the last shape. This is actually going a lot better than I had thought. All right. Let's change one more detail. There. All right, so that's all 8 shapes. So I can get rid of this layer. Adjust the sparks. So really, the sparks should be shooting out when it's this flame. And they should be hot sparks, so something like this. And thinking about it, I can actually use a trick in animation. When you animate. Oh, no worries. I'm just glad you're deciding to yeah, be here in the first place. But yeah, use a trick in animation when you're animating on 2s and you have multiple things going on screen. You can alternate. So right now the fire is animated on 2s, right? So oh, nice. Water bottles. Is that because of hydrating all the time, or does it have some other meaning? Yeah, enough said. Yeah, the hydration thing is a big big meme, I guess, in general. But yeah, where was I? Here, animating on 2s. So ignore the sparks for now. The fire itself only changes every second frame. Right? That's animating on 2s. Now, yeah, and then yeah, it hasn't changed yet. So the first 16 frames are where it's at. And then oops. And the sparks are also animated on 2s. But what I can do is, instead of having the change in the sparks be on the same frame as the change in the flame, I can stagger them. I can have the sparks so I can have a change in the flame, then a change in the sparks, then a change in the flame, and a change in the sparks. So each element is still animated on 2s, but there is movement among the fire on every single frame. Right, so I can have I have to think about how to best do this. here. So I will start this on here. Right? So you can see if I then take away the sparks from here, and because I want to change them later, sparks change, flame changes, then the sparks change, then the flame changes, right? So that's the idea behind this. And I want to mix this a little bit. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Ah, that's definitely not what I wanted. All right, so now I use this to draw new sparks. I can have more sparks down here, actually, because that's more fitting. So when the sparks first come out of the fire, there's a lot of them, and then they thin out as they fly up. And then I take these and have them here. So again, I start here. All right, get rid of these. I start here. Fire changes, sparks change. Fire changes, sparks change. And that way there's more movement overall, but I'm still effectively animating on twos. Now just let me make sure that I actually get the loop right. When I hit frame 16, where does the text animation start? Frame 21. So let me get rid of these in between frames. And then when I hit frame 16, I just copy this whole bunch. All right. So I'm currently on, where do I start? I start on frame 8, halfway. "10, 11, the fire changes, 12, the sparks change." Did I have... There we go. I already have some arrangements of sparks. That makes sense. Just have to move them up a little bit. Right, and then take this. Up here. Delete all of these. Copy these for now. All right. Right, then get rid of these. 16. Right, that's it. 14, 15, 15, and then 16, the sparks change again. Hold up. $17. Something is not right. 2, 2, 3, 3. Get rid of these. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 7, 7, 8. I accidentally copied it somewhere. This flame is 3 frames. They're 8, 8. All right. Get rid of the fire here completely. Get rid of it completely. Okay. All right, and then these sparks appear here. Get rid of these sparks. And then have the final few sparks up here. Okay. And then these go up here. Okay. I now want to move these. This one goes down to here. This one goes down to here. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, what did I say? This animation is now 16 frames long. The flame loop is 16 frames long. And I wanted it times 4. This final is 19 frames, was it? No, that does 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Also 18 frames. So I copy these. Can I select multiple? I cannot. Is it easier to drag? Probably. So this one goes down to here. Then this one goes down to here. Then this one goes to here. This one, drag it down here. Oops. Yeah, no, that's the one I wanted to copy anyway. Yeah, okay. That was frame 7, now frame 8. Frame 9. Really wish you could expand this somehow. Keyboard shortcuts. previous. Let's toggle onion skin. No. Layer preview. Merge animation pop-up. Shift Control M, what does that do? Doesn't do anything as far as I can tell. Uh-oh. Something. Oh, I dragged it too far. Okay. Let's see, was that frame 9? Yes, frame 9. Down to here. Then frame 10. Down to here. Frame 11. Down to here, frame 12. Here, 13. To here, 14. Over here, frame 15. Over here. I think I want one more change. Yeah, I want one more change, so 15. Or I want this change to be more direct, so in any case, frame 16. Looking at this right now, though, I think I'm going to extend the loop, but for now, I'll fix that once I have all of the flames copied where I want them. So that's the loop twice now. Since this is 18 long, I copy only 14, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. And then is that 9? Let me go up here instead. This is, yeah, that was 9. All right, 9. Yeah, 10 or 26. 10 is 26. 11 is 27. 12 is 28. 28. 13 is 29. And then 14 is 30. Now, if my calculations are correct, the remaining flames and sparks need to be copied onto the frames with the text animation. So 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. This is looking promising. 45, 46, 47, looking very promising. And then 48. All right. I think I can adjust the sparks slightly. Move these slightly higher and spread them out just a bit more. Right, so 8, 9 plus 16 is 24. Oops, 24, 25. And then again, plus 16, 30 and 31. No. 40 and 41. There. There we go. And then finally 56 and 57. There we go. Right. This looks slightly better. Yes, and then I need to adjust the sparks on the next go as well, on the next portion. Again, dragging them up slightly and dragging them apart slightly more. Same idea, 10, 11. Save. Save. And then 26, 27. Then 6, 27, 30, 42, 43, and then 57, 58. Should look much better. Oh, there's a stutter somewhere in there. Oh, okay, I replaced the wrong. Oh, something is not quite right here. 34 plus 16 is 60. There we go. All right, now everything should be there we go. All right. The fire actually looks remarkably good. I'm surprised. All right, well, there are a couple more animations that I want to include. The first being, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Here in the background. One, two, three, oops, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, there. Right. Here. This. Oops. This. This here. This here. Does this look right? Is this even visible? All right, it is. Awesome. this. No. Here. Alright, and this is where the benefit of having everything in layers comes in. I can just copy this entire thing. Now that I have the background light set to flickering as well. And then 1 to 18, and then 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, all the way up to 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 30, oops, 35, 36, then all the way to 42, 43, 44, come on, 45. Selecting frames of animations is a bit finicky for some reason. 54, 55, 50, come on, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. I have to do 8 frames. Okay. Everything back, everything back. Everything back. I need to do this over 8 frames instead of, oops, that was too much. All right. So take this, copy it every 8 frames, right? So 1, 2, all the way to frame 16. And then frame 24 and all the way to frame 32. Alright, let me just check how this looks. Alright, that's the desired effect. 32, then 40, then 41. All the way up to 48. And then to 56. And then 56, what am I doing? Here, and then 51, 2, come on, let me select you. What happened? Oh, 56, 50, there, 2, 7, 8. All right. Right, awesome. And now, stars. Stars are just, I can just randomly do a bit here and there. So that's too soon. Go all the way down to here. You don't want to interfere with the text, so here instead. Oops. This is not how it's supposed to look. It's too quick. And then all right, much better. And I can have this one. This one be even brighter. All right. Now, there's a lot going on in here, but I like it. I like it a lot. Export this as an image, and then apply it and see how it looks. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. It crashed yet again. These animations are too complex. Too much going on, too many frames, too big. But at least I saved. So let's just try again. Please don't crash, please don't crash. Awesome. Alright, I didn't actually have one yet. Alright, the stream isn't actually ending. I'm just opening the ending scene to adjust the image. Not bad, I think. I like this. Well, there's one little thing still bugging me. And that is this thing over here. Ah! Accidentally deleted a frame. There we go. 2, 3. Alright, just copy this. Seven, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All the way to 32, 31, 33, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 48, 49, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. All right. Save and then export once again and hope it doesn't crash. Please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. 60, 70, 78, 80. Okay, looks good, looks good. All right. Yes, save. All right, again, the stream is not ending. I'm just opening the ending scene to look at this. Wow. There's so much going on, but I love it. I love it. Okay. This is nice. How long did that take? About 3 hours? 3 hours to animate this entire scene. That's not bad. That's not bad, actually. Considering just how much is going on in there. I'd say that's not bad. Alright, same thing here. There's also a fire in here, but the fire is much smaller, so there's less detail, less animating necessary. There's text here that needs the flash. And then I want to add something here that's going to be more complex. What I can do is I can add the text flash, no problem, because that's just going to be in there. So once again, let me grab the color for the text animation. All right. Be right back screen, and then add a new layer. Once again, name all the layers. Layer 2 is the fire. Layer 4 is the background, and this layer is text animation. Alright, same idea. Yeah, I doubt that there's going to be anything more that hits this. So for now, I can just have this, right, with the first three. Also, let me duplicate an empty frame. There. And then drag this 1, 2, 3. And now I get the full thing. The full diagonal bar. Alright. Same procedure. Duplicate this. Alright. Looks good. Go here, drag 1, 2, 3. Duplicate. Here, oops. I messed up somewhere. Here. Alright. Oh, there's more here. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, okay, looks good. Drag this. Oops, drag this. 2, 3. Duplicate. All the way here. It's a little bit like playing Minesweeper. One, two, three. I messed up. 1, 2, 3. There. I forgot to duplicate. Hooray. Here, that's how it goes. All right. Move 1, 2, 3. 3. All right. Duplicate, very important step, can't forget. Okay. Right, the interesting thing here is there's a gap in between these words. But that shouldn't really... Oh, that's interesting. It'll be just at the tip of this one and then at the tip of this one. So it bridges the gap perfectly. Yeah. Almost as if it were planned. Nice. Nice. Okay. Right. Yes, that fits. Next one. 2, 3. Duplicate. Here. 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 And then these two. Oh, all right. Drag. 2, 3. Duplicate. And start clearing. Alright. Yes. Okay. That looks good. Perfect. Nice. Alright. Again. Move. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate. If I just keep repeating this this mantra almost, I should be able to remember all these steps and not mess up too badly. Huh, interesting. Move. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate. Right, that I don't forget to duplicate the bar and then suddenly have to try and rebuild it. It's just a waste of time. I mean, it is possible to just rebuild it without too much trouble, because it's pretty clear where the bar is supposed to be. It's just extra steps that are unnecessary. And then starting with the next one, I want to include the bottom half so that I can be ready for the G. The bottom part of G. This bit, and then this corner over here. Right, so move 1, 2, 3. Yes, this looks like good point to start including the bottom part. Duplicate. Alright. Next bit. Whew. And then I have to do the word on the bottom. That's going to be its own thing. So this animation is going to be relatively long. But that's all right. It just means I have to watch the loops and calculate the loops accordingly of any other animations I want to include. Yeah, all of this is gone. Down here, drag 1, 2, 3. Well, this covers a lot. Duplicate. Alright, let's check in here. Oops. Yeah. Over here. And then this entire bit in the center. Hold on, let me just to be sure that I'm not messing anything up. Yes. Alright, and then drag once more. 1, 2, 3. And this is the last time I will need the bottom bit. After that, I can safely delete it completely. This line here, over, oops, here, this bit, and here. Oh, and this one. Yes. Oh, once again, I forgot to duplicate. Yay. So it's like this. All right. All right. Oh yeah, but I can get rid of the part on the bottom, right? So get rid of these. Drag. 1, 2, 3. Duplicate. this bit, this bit. All right. Yeah, this is already 21 frames. This animation, this is turning out to be relatively long. And that's just the top row. There's the word on the bottom still left to go, which oops, is just going to make the whole thing even longer. All right. I'm guessing two more, maybe. 1, 2, 3. Nope, 3 more. With the last one being just this little bit, I think. Yeah, the last one will just be this little bit. But I could simultaneously start it over here. Oh, I don't think I have to wait the frame. Yes, I duplicated it. Very nice. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. Yep, see. It'll just be this last little bit. Duplicate. Technically, I don't need to duplicate it because I know what it's going to be in the next frame. Alright, so I can actually drag this all the way down here. Have this little bit lit up and start the journey here. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3. And that just disappears. Okay, nice. Looks good. Then 1, 2, 3. Duplicate. Yeah, I'm already at 27 frames. This whole thing will probably be like 35 frames long, which is long. For just this bit of the animation. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm at 28 frames. this corner. All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's check this here. And this. All right. Move 1, 2, 3. And start deleting again. This is probably very, very boring to watch. Since there's no risk, no excitement. This is just me doing very robotic actions, repetitive actions over and over again. But I actually find such things very, very soothing. And I can sit for hours just doing very repetitive things that don't require a lot of thinking, such as copying text from a book into a Word document, like just typing it off a book, or copying numbers into an Excel table, or just things like that. Where I don't need a lot of thought, and it is technically something that a program or a machine could do. But I just find work like that to be very, very, very soothing, very relaxing. And I can just get into a very good flow state. Like the amount of text I have copied out of books into various documents or such, numbers in the hundreds of pages. I do that a lot for role-playing games. And when I play role-playing games with friends, and I'm mostly the game master, I collect information from various books into like Word documents or Google Drive documents, and that often includes typing off pages upon pages upon pages of text, just copying it from the physical books that I have into the document. So things like spells for spellcasters in games, or character options, right? When you create a character, what options you have, what choices you can make. All of those things, and sometimes like you could have hundreds of pages of information of that, and I will just copy it all, just sit there for hours and copy all of the text and create massive text documents and such, just for reference, so that I have everything collected. Because very often what you get with some role-playing products is that you get these options or spells or equipment or what have you, spread out over a large number of books, right? Like spells, for instance, you would have lots and lots of different source books, each with their own short list of spells, but because you have a dozen books, that means every time you want to play someone or who uses these spells or do something that involves them, you would have to lug around dozens of books. And this was before PDFs were super common. This was before role-playing books were expected to have a PDF version available. I know those were wild times. So you would have to lug around physical books, dozens of physical books, just to have all the information ready. And that was kind of stupid. I didn't want to do that. So instead, I would just copy all of that information and have it handy in a single document, right, that I could then take around instead of all of those books. What did I say? This animation is indeed 35 frames long. One idle frame, and then the animation starts here, and the entire thing 35 frames. Alright, that's pretty long. Which means if I do want about 4 to 5 seconds of wait time at 12 FPS, that makes it 85 to 95 frames. So roughly 90 frames in total. That is huge. It's a lot of frames. So I will have the fire animation going on here, which is going to be simpler, much simpler, right? Because the fire is a lot smaller. And then, like I said, more complex animation over here, but that will take a bit to design. Yeah. Nice, so got that done. All right, let's save, export for now. And again, let's check, let's change the image to that. Nice. I don't have a lot of idle frames yet, which is why the text is constantly flashing. But it works. Very nice. Alright, I've been working on these for almost 4 hours. I am a bit worn out, but I think I made really good progress today. Finished, like completely finished animating the starting scene, the ending scene, and did some good work on this be right back scene. So this was good progress, very good progress. I'm happy with that. This went a lot better than I thought it would. All right. Right, I think I am going to call it here. And I don't really see anyone right now that we can raid, which is a bit sad. But yeah, I'm also really, like, my brain is a bit dead right now. But yeah, thank you everyone who came by, and we're definitely going to continue working on these. I do want to finish them, and I think I will finish them on stream. That being said, hope you will have a good day or evening or morning or whatever time you happen to have. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.